Warner. It's National Tight End Day. Whoa.
I'm George Kittle, tight end with the San Francisco 49ers, and welcome to the first ever National Tight End Day.
You know what? Today's a National Tight End Holiday.
Final Sunday of October. Across the NFL, tight ends will be mic'd up.
Woo! Gotta love it! That's right, baby. Let's go.
Tight ends will be scoring touchdowns all over the league.
Let's do this, man. Oh, my mama, let's do this. None of us have been a part of anything like this. Hey, first of many.
Probably something that should have happened a long time ago, but stay tuned and hang out with us as tight ends take over the NFL.
It's a great chance for us to showcase us. Let's go.
National Tight End Day is coming for you, baby. Let's go.
What a day, what a day, what a day. National Tight End Day, baby. It's a holiday. Tight ends all over the league are scoring touchdowns. Woo!
And the 49ers got some help for George Kittle as they traded a 3rd and 4th in next year's draft for Emmanuel Sanders and a 5th-round pick. And that was not the only receiver to be on the move in the past week. The Patriots were active, trading a 2nd-rounder in next year's draft to the Falcons for Mohamed Sanu. And for more on how these receivers are going to adjust to their new teams, let's get some Football 101. We had 88 and 13 together. And that's Football 101 with Kurt Nerve.
Thanks for the lead-in, Rich. We don't even have to do it ourselves.
He tied it up.
I like it. But, you talk about these receivers, and I think it was a great move for both teams.
Both guys.
And for both receivers. Right. The only problem is the adjustment going from one team to another, one scheme to another in the middle of the season. How long does that take? How much similarity is there between one system and another? Because I played in a number of systems, and I got a couple game plans here. We're going to put them up on the screen. But here's a Mike Martz game plan. I mean, this is 2 pages full. I mean, we're talking 220-some pass plays in a given week. And so I'm thinking, if I'm coming in the middle of the week, and this is what a game plan looks like.
Overwhelming.
I mean, you're like, no way. So then I got a Cardinals one here. So the Cardinals one that I had, maybe 75, 80 plays. I don't know how much you played or how many plays you had in a game plan, but how easy is it for a wide receiver to pick up this kind of stuff when you're going from one system to another?
It is not easy at all, Kurt. Let me tell you something. And in one case more than others, Emmanuel Sanders, I think there are similar offenses that he's one he's leaving and one he's headed to. But Sanu, it's a totally different type of offense. And I always tell my young guys when I'm working with them, I said, when you get in that huddle, if you are leaving the huddle and you're thinking about, okay, what route do I have on this play? You've already lost. You got to get the play. You got to know right away what route you run. And you have to leave the huddle saying, how do I win on this route? What's the coverage? What's my situation? That's how you win. And that's why it's so crucial to get in the playbook and learn.
It's so crucial, but I always say it's like learning another language. Like if you have your normal language and then you go try to learn something else, you always take the word and you translate it back into, what do I know? Okay, so Spanish. Okay, what is that in English? And it's kind of what you do on a football field is like, okay, we're going to call it scat protection. What was that in Atlanta? Or what was that in Denver? Okay, now I'm good. Or what was that route? And I'm going to pull up just a picture here that I drew up, just because I know we both played in a similar system. And this is the same play.
One of my favorite plays, actually.
2 different ways that you could call this. Twins right, yo-yo, scat right, seam, 478, Y flat hook. So that's the digit system, which
that's
you
how I ran that.
And we played that in St. Louis. And then you have another way. It could be 0 trips, yip, 62 chip, F sail, stove. And so just 2 different ways. One calls it by, tagging the route with numbers. Another one tags it by here's our concept. You have to learn the entire concept and know what you're doing. And so that's really the challenge for these 2 guys. I think they're going to be very successful later in the year, but how quickly can they get up to speed with their new scheme?
Man, it was hard, man, when somebody told me some stove, I'm leaving her talking, stove? What stove? I ain't hungry. What are you talking about?
He just liked the digit systems where it was 478. You just go run a 4.
Go run that 4 route, baby. Go win on that 4 route.
So how's Emmanuel Sanders going to do? How are these guys going to do this week in fantasy? Cynthia, take it away.
Does anyone like the digit system more than me? I don't think so, not at all. So if we're starting with Emmanuel Sanders, you're right. I do have a higher number projected for him because of the system, kind of the analogous system. So 4 for 47 and the better odds of scoring the touchdown in this matchup against the Panthers. And then if you look at Mohamed Sanu, it's a tougher matchup when you think about what's going on against this Browns defense with their corners back. So 3 for 35 and not quite as high of an opportunity for the touchdown. Hey, Rich, digit system, or which one do you like?
Well, I'm also looking at the weather, too. It's 100% chance of rain in New England, so you never know if that might affect the bottom line for those numbers as well. Browns and Patriots. It's an interesting situation because Belichick could get his 300th career win in this game against the Browns. He earned his first career win, believe it or not, as a head coach of the Browns against the Patriots. We call that symmetry, people. We call that symmetry, to say the least. And you could take a look at this coaching staff that he had and folks that were in his room right there. From obviously Nick Saban is the one that just jumps right at you. And obviously Kirk Ferentz as well, who spent so many years on the sideline in Iowa. Ozzie Newsome and Mike Tannenbaum.